Pisces. Welcome to Aries season. This is your season ahead horoscope from Embodied Astrology. My name is Renee, and this is a reading for all Pisceans out there. Your sun, moon, rising, everybody has Pisces in their chart. And so if you know where Pisces is, what house it lives in, and what natal placements or planets angles you have in Pisces, you can also listen through the lens of that perspective as well. Take what works and leave the rest. It is a general reading, not a predictive reading. I am going to tune in with the energies of this season for Pisces and just talk about some sensations that I feel coming up and do my best to offer some embodied awareness and somatic tools for you. These are ways to work with your body, with your breath, and with your felt sense to align with your highest potential and to stay centered and connected in your inner resources throughout any of the challenges that Aries season might be bringing in. Okay, Pisces, welcome to your Aries season horoscope. Aries season begins on March 20th with the vernal equinox, and it extends through April 19th in 2025. And this is the beginning of spring in the northern hemisphere, beginning of autumn in the southern hemisphere. And this is an initiatory kind of energy. So fresh starts, new beginnings. There's a boldness, a bravery, a courage, and kind of conviction with Aries energy where we might not know what we're getting into, but gotta go. Aries season comes after Pisces season, and what has been going on in Pisces season actually is a lot of closure. I did not release horoscopes for last month. There was so much happening, and I put out your 2025 overviews the previous month, and last month really just wanted to actually give guided meditations because we're in eclipses. You have the outer planet Neptune about to leave your sign and move into Aries. Saturn is following suit. Later this year, it will also move into Aries. Both Saturn and Neptune will be retrograding back into Pisces later in the year. The North Node, the eclipse point, has moved into your sign. We had a Pisces Virgo eclipse actually yesterday. I'm recording the day after the full moon Virgo lunar eclipse, but that means that the sun was in Pisces, the sun was conjunct with Saturn. Anyway, there was a lot happening. And the feeling that I had was that information was not the way to get through Pisces season. Actually, contemplation, internal reflection, prayer, connecting with our angels, ancestors, spirits, guardians, and guides. So I hope that you listened to your overview, which came out in Aquarius season. I hope that you will also check out your 2025 full year ahead reading. There's a lot of information there. I'm going to talk to you a little bit in this reading about some of what's been happening in Pisces as we move into Aries season, and then we'll focus on Aries season. So your sign has been home to the outer planet Neptune, which is considered to be your modern ruler since 2011. Neptunian energy and Piscean energy are kind of synonymous when you learn and read about them. They are both connected to symbolism of the liminal and the numinous, and other ways to language that might be vibes, sensations, feelings that are hard to put into words. And as a Pisces, having Neptune in your sign for these last 14 years has really been, I think, a kind of powerful initiation into psychic, intuitive, creative territory. But I'll also say that Neptune in Pisces can be really not solid. And Neptune and Pisces both relate with dreams and imagination and, what we can be affected by, but also not understand and not be conscious of, like the atmosphere, right? Or the vibes in a room or in a group or something like that. Over the last 2 to 3 years, Saturn has been in your sign. Now, Saturn is not at all like Neptune and not at all like Pisces. What Saturn wants to do is form things and give a kind of sturdiness and foundation to them. Some of Saturn's keywords include obstacles, limitations, challenges, doubts, and worries, because this is how we come into form on planet Earth. We learn about our own strength by encountering obstacles and challenges and limitations. We learn about our own capacities by working with our own doubts and fears. And so Saturn's presence here since 2023, since like the beginning of 2023, has necessarily brought in a lot of limitation for our Pisces placements. And for you as a Piscean person, you may have really felt this period of time as a period of pressure and a kind of increasing or condensing pressure. And the feeling that I'm getting is your life is saying, get real. And the reality of life is that it will end for all of us. We are here in temporary borrowed bodies. We are only guaranteed death, aging, and illness and injury. We are not guaranteed all the good stuff about life. That's what we have to work for. All the guarantee that we get is, that's going to be temporary and you will suffer. And for sure, that's what you know. And these are the lessons that Saturn is bringing in. So I think a lot of people in their Pisces placements and Pisces people over these last couple of years have been feeling the pressure of earthly reality. And this could feel like disappointment, frustration, blockages. There could be actual experiences that you're having where you are really in touch with your mortality. You are feeling yourself aging. You are feeling illness. You are feeling injury. You are feeling the edge of your limits and your capacities. This is not easy. It is not joyful. It is, nothing that any of us want to go through. And my feeling as we move into Aries season is that there are gifts that will be given to those who traverse through these kinds of experiences in ways that are self-response able. And what I mean by that is that nobody but you can ultimately make sense of your hardships. Nobody but you can work with your pain in ways that can produce a beneficial outcome. You are responsible for learning your own lessons. You are responsible for making the most of your challenges. Does life give you everything you need and want all the time to learn your lessons or work with your challenges? Probably not. You have to go within yourself. You have to go so deeply within yourself that you come into contact with what you are made of that is beyond this body, beyond this lifetime, because you, my friend, contain multitudes. What lives inside of your body is a spirit that is infinite, that is timeless. You are the product of so many generations of synchronicity and kismet. People coming into contact at particular moments in time and particular dynamics that have allowed your life to be created. In all that you have learned and been inspired by, you are in contact with so many others. The air you breathe is full of life. The bacteria in your gut is full of life. Everything that you do is in concert with interdependence and interpermeated life. You are more than your ego. You are more than your body. You are more than your mind. And contacting that sense of your own spirit and your own potentiality is enormously strengthening. And it doesn't mean that you end up being immortal or able to withstand, all the pressures on earth. It's strengthening for your spirit. It's fortifying for your energy. It gives you something that you need in order to keep going for however long you get to keep going for. So I think that a lot of you in Pisces season, last season, and over these last couple of years have been having these kinds of experiences where you are really in the cauldron, like you are being pushed on all sides, and it's not easy and it's scary and there are risks everywhere, and you feel your limitations and you feel all the frustrations and the disappointments and the lack. And somehow, somewhere in there, you have to find something that is bigger than you. And you have to recognize that that lives inside of you. As we move into Aries season, I think some of this is landing for you. Like I feel like there's some kind of integration and centering and like spiritual expansion that is beginning for you. And the feeling here is like, you are letting go of some fear. You are letting go of some kind of blockage. You are ready to just kind of open up to what life has to give you. And there's like a way where you're just like, bug it, like, okay, what's she gonna throw at me next? Because you have found something, you have found some kind of internal resource that gives you some kind of nourishment, that gives you some kind of sustenance. And I don't know what it is for you. So if any part of this is resonating for you, let me know in the comments. I would love to know, what's happening for you. How are you feeling these kinds of energies? Neptune is moving into Aries on March 30th, 10 days into Pisces season. Now, Neptune will retrograde back into your sign later this year. I talk a lot about it in your 2025 year ahead reading. Definitely check that out. But as Neptune moves out of Pisces and into Aries, and as it joins up with the Sun, with the outer planet Eris, with the centaur planet Chiron, and with Mercury and Venus, who are both retrograding from Aries back into Pisces, there's this kind of interesting steamy mix happening between Pisces, which is the last sign of the zodiac, and Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac. Pisces is the ocean, Aries is the match that starts a fire. And I'm being called to share with you something called the Sabian symbol. The Sabian symbols are channeled symbols for every degree of the zodiac. They were channeled by a medium named Elsie Wheeler, and they have been worked with by various astrologers. And the symbol for the very first degree of Aries is a woman emerging from the skin of a seal. And here, you might hear resonance of the Selkie myths or of Sedna. Different mythic kind of variations certainly are associated with that image. But there's this feeling of like something being born from the waters. Okay, so let's put this together. What does this mean for Pisces people? So the feeling that I get for you is that there's something that you are recognizing that you have. And what you have is not an object. It cannot be owned. It can only be cultivated. And what you have is your energy. What you have is your integrity. What you have is your spirit. And you know that nobody else is responsible for this. Nobody else can give you this, and no one can take it away. When you cultivate your energy and your spirit, when you tend it and take care of it, when you invest in it, you get stronger. Your spirit gets stronger. Your energy gets stronger. Your heart gets clearer. You have more of what you have, and you have what you need when you cultivate this sense of embodiment around, call it what you will, right? Your energy, your spirit, your passion, your truth. As we move into Aries season, there's a kind of sense of conviction that I feel that a lot of you have right now. And the conviction is the feeling that you are going to take care of what you can take care of. You understand that you can't control other people. You can't fix them. You can't change their mind. People are going to be people. You actually really need to concentrate on what is yours. And what is yours is this energy. It is this spirit. the way that you relate to the material realm, and that includes your money, it includes possessions, it includes being in a body and needing to take care of body and place and relationships. All of that is totally influenced by your energy, by your attitude, by your spirit. You are recognizing that the way that you are, right, your energy, your vibe, definitely influences the material plane. The way that you are influences your relationship with money. It influences your relationship with place. It influences your relationships with other people. It influences what's possible for you to manifest and create. So if your energy is disorganized and scattered and, like held back and wound up around fear and insecurity, that's going to do a thing. That's going to affect what you can manifest, what you can build, what you can create. If your energy is grounded and centered and open and available, and if you are loving yourself and that allows you to be present and aware in relationship with others, that's also going to do a thing. You are the only one in charge of your energy. You are the only one. It's not to say you're not impacted by other people or the world around you, but you are the only one who can decide how you want to work with it. So let's take a pause for a moment and tune in a little bit with how we can work with energy by bringing attention to the relationship between Aries and Pisces in our bodies. And we're also going to call in Aries opposite sign Libra, because we will have a Libra full moon coming up, and Libra helps balance and pacify Aries energy. So Pisces, as an energetic pattern, lives throughout the body. Pisces is a water sign. It is connected with the interstitial fluids that are everywhere in our bodies. It's also specifically connected with lymph and perspiration. There are places in our bodies that perspire more than others, including the soles of the feet, the palms of the hand, the groin and perineum, and also the scalp. These are places where we lose our heat and where, influences get in. The back of the head is also associated with Pisces, and your pineal gland is the gland that helps regulate your circadian rhythm, your sleep, and your dreams. And this is a gland that is specifically associated with Pisces. And you can bring your hand to the touch point by finding the top of your head and then going back a little bit to where your skull starts to curve towards the back of your head. So if you want, you can bring one hand there, or you can just bring your awareness there, and then you can bring your other hand to your forehead. And Aries lives in the front of the head and face as an energetic pattern. Aries is all about the me, myself, and I feeling, and it lives in the eyes. And Pisces is the we feeling. It is in the interconnections and permeability, interrelationships. So I want to invite you to feel the space between the front and the back of your head right now. And notice that you can intentionally also breathe into your head. If you're able to breathe through your nose, you can call your awareness to the sensations of breath coming in through your sinuses. If you're unable to breathe through your nose, then allow the upward swell of your breath to move energetically all the way up into your head. Okay, feel free to relax your arms if you want, but stay with the awareness of the front and the back of your head and the way that your breath can move upward into your face and into your head. And then if it feels comfortable, you can clasp your forearms together behind you. So you could grab a hold of your opposite forearms And your arms will be resting close to your lower ribs, kind of the height of your belly button at your back. And now see if you can breathe into this space. Letting your breath expand and spread into the tissues of your back, into the muscles, into the bones, into the skin. Elongating your breath a little bit. Maybe letting the exhales get a little longer than the inhales. And then you can let go of your forearms if you've clasped them, but keep your awareness in your back. Continue to breathe into this space. And I want to invite you here to use your imagination to call in some support. And who would you like to call in? You might call upon your higher self, your timeless infinite spirit. You might call upon angels, ancestors, guardians, guides. You might just call upon life itself, circulating through the air and through the elements. Feel that the presence of continuous life here on earth surrounds you. And in whatever way you're able to contact who you would like to call in or what you would like to call in that feels supportive to you, can you feel the presence that you are calling upon behind you? Is it possible that you can rest into that presence? That you can feel that someone or something has your back? And as you breathe into your back, you might consciously relax your front, letting your eyes and your face relax. Okay, and then the next 1 or 2 breaths, letting your awareness move down towards the ground. And as you exhale, you might imagine that any excess stress or tension that you're aware of could just be given away. You can give it back to the earth. Once it leaves your body and your consciousness, it no longer is attached. It's just energy. Okay, and notice how you're feeling. Notice how your mind and mental state feel. Okay, not everybody has the same kinds of responses to meditation or breathing, and responses can change, depending on when you do them or how you do them. So if you didn't feel much, or if you felt something that felt kind of confusing for any reason, I want to invite you to play around with this breath practice and with this meditation. Make it your own. And see if over the course of Aries season and maybe into 2025 and into the rest of this year, maybe even longer than that, you might explore or experiment with some ways of connecting with your breath to what is larger than you, and particularly into the space behind you. Calling upon support, particularly support from the unseen realms. People have different ways that they connect with the unseen. It could be deeply spiritual. It could also just be about energetics and life and space. My feeling is that as we move into Aries season, a lot of you are bringing increasing concentration on what you want and what you are trying to build in your life, and your wants and your desires and your needs are shifting. And for some of you, there is a big dream that you're dreaming. And I don't know what this dream is. Sometimes it's going to feel like a total delusion and fantasy. Sometimes it's going to feel absolutely unattainable. And sometimes you are going to feel like it is here and now and absolutely possible. The feeling of longing is really important for you to be experiencing right now. And this could be longing for all kinds of things. But ultimately, I think that Pisces is longing for satiation and satisfaction on a really deep level. Sometimes it's going to feel like you need money. Sometimes it's going to feel like you need food. Sometimes it's going to feel like you need relationships or intimacy or attention. Sometimes it's going to feel like you need God. I don't know what it's going to feel like for you at any given moment, but ultimately, I think that what you need is your own energy. I think you need your own presence. And in saying that, I'm recognizing that you contain multitudes, that everything you want and need is actually already inside of you. And it may not be in the form that you really wish that it would be, right? If you need $100, abundance is inside of you, but it doesn't always manifest that cash right away. But there is support, there is sustenance. And part of your work right now is to regulate yourself in your nervous system and in your energy body so that you don't get taken down tracks of illusion and delusion and misuse of your own energy. And this could happen in different ways. Some of what could happen is just the feeling of scarcity and lack. As Neptune moves into Aries, it's moving into a part of your chart that does have a lot to do with material resources. And that includes a whole lot of things, but definitely your possessions, definitely your money, definitely your finances. And Neptune has a kind of dissolving quality to it. We are living through times of profound economic instability, and I'm not going to play about that. And I'm also not about to tell you that just because you can meditate in a particular way that cash is going to rain down from the sky. I don't believe in that. I do believe that we are able to access the resources that we need, and they are often not the resources that we think we want. I do believe that there is enough for everybody to be taken care of in a really deep and complete way, and that part of what will allow us to be taken care of and to take care of each other is to work intelligently with our own energy around desire and need. So pay attention to what's happening in your energy in Pisces season, in Aries season, because new longings and desires are starting to emerge for you. I think a lot of you are feeling that you want this, you want that. And what it is that you want is shape-shifting right now. I think a lot of you don't always know what you want because you get caught up in the fantasy of it. And it is a time for you to mobilize and manifest your desires. I want you to have what you want. I want you to want what you have. And I believe that you have what you need, which is not to say that all of your needs are taken care of all of the time, because we live on planet Earth in 2025, and we all know that that's just not true for everybody. But everyone has access to something that is deeply, deeply abundant. And when we are able to access that kind of energy, we are able to also access more of that in the spaces around us. If I am regulated and peaceful in my own being, and I'm able to meet others in a regulated, peaceful way that honors and respects their beingness, that is curious, that is able to listen and celebrate and be with and give my own gifts, that will more likely get me what I want and need than if I meet others in a place of fear and scarcity. I'm not here telling you that all of your dreams can manifest if you just focus on it and do some meditation about it. I am here telling you that your dreams infuse and saturate and permeate your body. And what we are dreaming is what we are creating. We are living in a dream that we are all creating together. So Pisces, I feel that you want to create something. What is it that you want to create? A lot of you are wanting to create new experiences of home and community, family. A lot of you want kinds of home and family and community that you're not really seeing in the status quo. Some of you want to do things that feel weird and different, and you want different kinds of relationships. Some of you are really wanting to create some kind of livelihood for yourself. There's a big Pisces energy around self-employment right now, and vocational, occupational kind of sovereignty. Some of you are really wanting to change the world, I don't know. What do you want to create? You want to create a new dream together. Some of you want to create a new life for yourself. So what is it that you are wanting to invest in? Your time, your attention, your labor, your resources. What are you committing to in Aries season? A lot of you are feeling fired up. You feel passionate. You feel guided. You feel directed. Where are you going with that? Your energy and how you are working in your transmission and vibe can serve and support you or thwart and hinder you. It's really up to you. So here's what I want to say, okay? Throughout Aries season, but especially in the first 10 days, March 20th through the 30th, and especially also the last week from the 15th through the 19th, and then moving into Taurus season, be conscious about polarity, polarizing oppositional dynamics. If you get into a thing where you're like, well, they said, and it's me and it's them, and it's like we're in an argument and you're feeling competitive or you're feeling some kind of oppositional dynamic coming up, breathe. Recognize that polarity dynamics get strengthened so that we can learn more about ourselves inside of them. The illusion that it's somebody else's fault is what keeps the cycles of suffering going on and on and on and on. We are all caught up in this weird ass dream. Who knows why? Who knows what? I really have no idea. But here we are. We have incarnated for these lifetimes and these timelines. And whoever the other person is reflecting you to you. So when you get into polarity dynamics, especially when it comes up around what you need, what you want, what you don't have, what you wish you had, when it comes up around money and shared resources, when it comes up around dyadic polarities and relationships, any kind of competitiveness, nip that in the bud, my friend. Work with your own energy. Pay attention to what is being revealed to you. Are you insecure about something? Are you fearful about something? If you're feeling jealous or envious or competitive, what do you need to realize inside of yourself? If you're having ongoing arguments with other people, if you're always arguing about the same thing, what do you actually need to attend inside that this other person has become a manifestation for projection? Some of you are locked in dynamics with people that you don't need to be locked in, but you're locked because you're attached to something. So how do you work inside that attachment so that you can recognize more of your own resource right now? So many people stay in dynamics because they feel like they can't get what they need somewhere else. That's not entirely true. It may be a situation. There are power dynamics, there are wealth dynamics. I'm not going to lie to you about that. But there are other options. Look for the openings. Breathe into your own openings. Breathe into your own spaciousness. Don't get into oppositional polarity dynamics that keep you in a tug of war. This is not helpful for you. From the end of March through mid-April, so basically March 27th until, let's say, April 13th or 14th, a lot of you are having big self-realization kind of things happening. You are limited in your time, capacity, and energy. Your body is limited in what it can do. You need to honor and respect your limitations. You don't need to collapse inside of them. You don't need to be scared of them. You don't need to shrink. And you are looking right now for the openings. If you are feeling frustrated, limited, impaired in some way, that is a clue for you to look for another path, another kind of opening. Don't try and force things that are not wanting to move. If a door is shut, it's because another one is open somewhere else. Look for what the openings are. Frustrations, resentments, worries, doubts, and feelings of deep fatigue are trying to get your attention. They're trying to tell you that certain things just don't work and you need to be done with them. You cannot control other people or other people's choices. All you can do is attend to who you are and what you have. Working with yourself, not getting engaged in polarizing dynamics, but really working with yourself will present you with some opportunities. It will not change everything. You are in a long process, but it will help you see where there are openings. Mercury is stationing direct on April 7th. Venus is stationing direct on April 12th, and that is the day of the full moon in Libra. There are some big realizations coming up for you. I don't know what they are. They feel relational. It feels like issues of time, capacity, resource, money, and the contracts of relationships are really like this is what's on the table right now. What are your ultimate values? Don't get caught up in petty shit. What are your ultimate values? What are you actually really here for? That's what you want to align with. If someone else is like driving you nuts, if you are getting caught up in petty stuff, you are the only one that can take yourself out of it and reorganize and recenter. Aries energy, when it is excessive, narrows our focus. It makes us really tight around our eyes. It gets us engaged in like polarity dynamics where we are conflicting, where we're fighting, or we're trying to get something from other people. If that energy is coming up inside of you or it's coming at you, breathe into your back body. Feel the support of all of your ancestors, your guardians, your guides. You are not here alone. And the dynamic that you're having with whoever the other people are is not the only dynamic that you can access right now. There are other forms of support, and the most important form of support for you to be accessing is what you already have. It is your spirit. It is your energy. New evolutionary directions are opening up for you when you have clarity around your boundaries, your capacities, your limitations, and your values and your needs. New configurations are coming into alignment in 2025 and 2026. These configurations want to help you locate yourself in some kind of new experience of community, connection, family. I don't really know what it is. I think that a lot of you are looking for connections with other people that are new and different. The feeling that I have is that this is me just being opinionated right now, we need to decenter romantic and sexual love from the ways that we commit to one another. The fact that people can have lifelong friendships and then just like ditch their friends because they're sexually attracted to someone else is wild. Okay, like we need to build connections in multitudinous ways where there is trust, there's longevity, there is intimacy, and romance and sex like come and go, it's sometimes there, sometimes it's not. That can't be the thing that we're centering. What do we want to center? Energetic continuity, alignment around values, being able to move together in ways that allow us to trust each other. That means that we need to be able to navigate conflict and be able to communicate and be able to listen to one another. You can do this better and more effectively when you're regulated, okay? So breathe, feel that you are not here alone. No matter what the relational dynamics are that are coming in for you or how lonely you might feel in a given moment, breathe into your sense of belonging. Breathe into the depth and the vastness that is held in your inner body. You are so powerful, Pisces. You know who you are. You know who you are. You are made of star stuff. Don't forget it. Okay, the last week of Aries season brings a lot of fire energy. Mercury is moving back into Aries. Mars is moving into Leo. Like I mentioned, we have a lot of dynamic configurations coming up in 2025 and 2026. I feel that a lot of you have a vision. I don't know what the vision is. Let me know in the comments. You are working towards something. You are working to change your life, and you are being supported to do that as long as you stay true to you and you continue to cultivate your most valuable possession, which is your life. It is your energy. It is your spirit. Pisces, if this reading resonates for you, please let me know. Like, share, subscribe, give me a comment. Let me know what's landing. If my work supports you, please support me. The best way to do that is by sharing it. So please send these horoscopes on to your friends and loved ones. Your donations also really, really support me and help me continue to make these free offerings. You can find the donate link in the show notes, and you can also become a member. And if you become a member, you can take class with me every Monday, 8 to 9:30 a.m. Pacific on Zoom. I offer a class called Somatic Space, and we work through the felt sense, meditation, movement, embodiment practice for the astrology of the week ahead. It's really fun. It's healing. It's gentle in the body, and I think you might like it. So check it out sometime. You can drop in or become a member. Embodied Astrology has all kinds of things going on throughout the month. We are a virtual learning space as well. We have study groups happening all the time. If you're interested in astrology as a playful, experiential, embodied kind of practice, come hang out with us. That's what we do. And on March 22nd, I'm going to be having a conversation with the astrologer and activist Laura Chung. I'm really excited about it, and I hope you'll come. It is a fundraiser. 100% of our proceeds are benefiting Black families recovering from the fires in Los Angeles in the Altadena area. And the conversation we're going to be having is about astrology and revolutions. Laura looks at all kinds of things through the lens of astrology. She's super smart, super rad astrologer, and she's really interested in revolutions. And she's going to be talking to us about the last time Pluto was in Aquarius and probably some other cycles that correspond with Haitian Revolution, French Revolution, American Revolution. All kinds of revolutions were happening. And guess what? 'Tis the time, 'tis the season now. Don't know if you've noticed, but it is a revolutionary time. So let's use the astrology. Let's use the time for what time it's good for, and think about how we can coordinate in some new ways to bring forth these visions that we are carrying. Pisces, I feel like a lot of you are really carrying these new visions for the world that is going to provide for what we want and need in the future. I know that so many of you are so soulful, so full of love, so guided by spirit, and we need you right now. So come hang out with us, and I hope that this horoscope has helped you in any way. Gonna leave it there. All right, I'm wishing you all the best in Aries season. Bye for now.